So this happened. It happened because my wife was riding on the rim. Fortunately, the rim's not messed up. There is a screw in here. She said some guy pulled up next to her and said, "Hey, you have a flat." So fortunately, it was like, I don't know, maybe 7 miles from the house. So I grabbed an old rim that had a tire on it. Nobody wants to use a donut. So I'm really glad I didn't mess up this wheel. Let me show you what we're riding on. One of her original wheels. So I ain't like that. My wife was like, "Well, can I drive it to work?" I said, "No, you can't drive it to work," because she had some stuff in here she wanted to get out. I was like, "You cannot drive that car to work. That wheel was to get you home. That was it." Because this tire was on that red Camaro when I got it. I never put a set of tires on that rim. The car's got, show you how long I've had the car. It's got 225,000 miles on it, and when I got it, it had 64,000 on it. So that may be an original tire or something. I don't know. Let's see, what were they putting on them originally? Performance Radial GT. I don't even see a brand name, so maybe it's not original. You would think it would be a Goodyear or something if it was original. Performance Radial isn't a brand name. So yeah, I was looking at the car the other day and I was like, you know, I really need to rotate these tires. I was looking at it, I was like, I don't rotate tires like I should. And then I got to looking at the date code, and I was like, wow, I need to do more than that. I need to get some new tires. And because they're like 7, 8 years old, it's starting to get cracks and stuff in around here, cracks up here. So it's tire shopping time. I really missed out on a great set of wheels here recently. They were white ZR1 replicas, and they would have looked absolutely awesome on this white car, but I didn't want to drive 8 hours to get them. 8 hours one way, that is. So we're looking to get some new tires from here. Unfortunately, the size tires that are on this car, the P235 55 R16, is almost impossible to find a set of tires for it. There was only one option on Tire Rack, and I can't find anything. And they're not even a sporty looking set of tires. So the only other options are to get a little bit more narrow and a little bit taller, or to get a little smaller and a little wider. So the Z28s that were using these wheels were going a little bit wider and a little bit shorter. And that's what we're going to do. We're not Z28, we're an RS. It's the same rim, so it'll work. I'm not going to go more narrow and taller. I'm going for the better ride. I would prefer it in a situation. These are quite aged. They are the original wheels. So I hate that I couldn't find a good set that already had some tires on them. I don't really want chrome because I don't like the way chrome deteriorates. But everything deteriorates over time. Even we do. All right, I'm gonna look at getting us some tires for this. What's up, y'all? This is Jason. We got a Camaro video here. Okay, so I'm finishing up my video that I started with the tires. Okay, so I've had BF Goodrich on here for a while, and the standard size tire that you could get on these cars, I think was a 235/55. It's kind of like the mid-range tire. They had 3 different size tires in these cars. So there's only like one option of tire for to 3555s, and I really didn't like it. So there was plenty of options for going more narrow and taller, which would have been on the more base models. And what I did is I went with a tire like they would have had on the Z28s. Let's go shorter, let's go wider. Okay, so it was on the same rim, right? So Z28s, they use the same wheel. And so I got me some Falken 245/50 R16s, ZIEX, ZIEX, ZE950. Okay. Weights and disposals, so we're looking at $511.80. I think that's a pretty good deal on some tires. And $40 here for weights and disposal. They did the bite and balance. Let's see, I had them check on the radiator fan because it was noisy. So it's probably going to end up back in there again for being noisy, because I guess it's intermittent on going out. My wife had complained about it, and I seemed like I heard it a time or two, but they couldn't find anything wrong with it. So I guess it may end up going back to the shop at some point, but it may be fine now. So our total came to, with tax and all, $590.43. Let's see what they look like. I haven't even really looked at them. I really don't like that. I really don't like that. It makes me want to cuss. Anyway, there's a freaking weight on the outside of my wheel. I mean, it's a good looking tire. I can't believe there's a weight on the outside of my wheel. What's the deal here? Yeah, I know I'm being kind of quiet. Just because it's got some age on it doesn't mean you need to abuse it. Any marks on this one? No marks on the wheel. That really pisses me off. Let's see. Oh, okay. I've got the center cap. Another one. Y'all notice I got really quiet. I got really quiet because I'm pissed off. I'm about to call back up then. All right, I'm gonna put that center cap on, and I guess this is the end of this video, y'all. Thanks for watching my video. I hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving. And as always, thanks for watching. Later. Y'all, I don't know what y'all are like, but when I run into stuff like that, I get really freaking mad and I get quiet. So I just called the shop back. I've been doing business with these guys for a long time. I called and I asked, I said, hey man, how long's this guy been doing, the guy that mounted and balanced my wheels, how long's he been doing it? And he said, I don't know. He said, I don't know how much experience he's got. Well, I said, I don't know on what planet it would be acceptable to put the weights on the outside of these wheels. And he asked if it was shaking. No, it's not the point that they're shaking. It's the point that I want either stick-on weights on the inside or weights on the inside of the wheel. I do not want any weights on the outside of my wheels. I realize these wheels look old, look like they need refinishing. But respect what you're working on. Oh, that makes me livid. Respect my stuff. I'll respect your stuff, whatever I'm doing for you. You know, I don't care if I was cutting your grass, I would respect your yard. I machine parts I used to machine parts for power tools. Now I machine implants. I'm going to do my best to make the best possible parts I can. So I expect people to do a good job for me. But, you know, we do have a bunch of stupid humans out there. So, anyhow, I'm going to say something to the owner about the mark on the wheel, too. It's not cool. Y'all have a good one. Later. They said bring it back up there, and they'll be glad to fix it. Later, y'all. Bye.